Well, hello everybody, and welcome back to another edition of Generational Sports. I hope everybody is doing very, very well. Look at this, Josh. I already forgot. Didn't even update the banner. That's on me.
Oh no.
Look at this. Don't worry, I got it. Bam. Episode 102 for all the people out there. And you know what? To start off episode 102, it only makes sense that I ask the most important question every week. But not only is it important this week, but boys, it's a celebration. It's Josh's birthday. Look at that. I even made that. You see that? It's Josh's birthday. Big 22. Somebody get this man a cane. He's old. I'm kidding. I hope that's not old because I am the exact same age. Josh, happy birthday, brother.
Thank you, my guy. Yeah, it's been a good birthday. Just took a half day, just been hanging out. It's been a nice day. Birthdays feel weirder now though, because usually my birthday's never been like on a school day or anything. It's always been in the summer, and so I'm always home. But now adult life, I'm working, so it's like I wake up like, oh sweet, it's my birthday, but I still gotta go to work and stuff.
I usually, or not, I wouldn't even say usually, but I've had birthdays during the school year, obviously, because my birthday's April 28th. But like, it was always, I feel like it was always made a bigger deal than it ever actually was. Like, I feel
The only reason I'm jealous of it is because one year they did something at the very beginning of the school year where they had like birthday parties for all the kids who didn't have a birthday on the school year, and mine's on the 15th. School started on like the 17th. They forgot me. Like they just didn't put me in.
Absolute disrespect is crazy.
I didn't even say anything about it. I just held a grudge against that teacher ever since.
I would never disrespect Josh. I knew it was his birthday all day today.
Exactly.
I didn't find out, 10 minutes ago. And I also didn't only find out because I checked your quoted tweet. Listen.
It's also true. If you're not tuning in, you're basically saying, like, I'm not coming to your birthday party.
This is Josh's birthday party, guy. Look at this. Even CJ. Happy birthday.
Appreciate it, CJ. Appreciate it.
So, special episode for Josh's birthday, obviously. But, a happy birthday to my guy. And my co-host of more or less than 102 episodes. Because we actually have no idea.
No clue.
Because like I said, on the Apple podcast, it says we're at about 84. But I just simply don't think that can be true.
But then you go back, if you go back and look at our first Blitz Boys episode, like how long we've been doing the show.
True.
No way it's only 80.
True. And then, there were, I didn't upload last week's episode of me and Callum.
And I didn't upload the weeks before. I completely forgot about that. We've been slacking. Well, the NFL season, it's preseason,
Yeah.
We're getting our rest.
We're getting, although last week was a great episode. So listen, you can always go back to the Generational Sports YouTube channel, by the way, and go find last week's episode and watch that. Me and my guy Cal, we broke down, some NFL. I think we predicted out I think we might have predicted out the Panthers. Honestly, I think we did the Panthers. I think we looked at the Dolphins. We looked at a few teams. Talked some NFL, talked some Cowboys. I think it was as well. But it was a fun episode. Definitely got to have him back on, and an episode where you are actually on too. So, but all right. How about this? We jump into it because it's very that's what the people are here for, sort of. I know you guys are really here for us. It's okay. Vera Cruz, a little recap, Josh. I don't know how much of it you watched.
I only watched the co-main and main. That's all
I only watched the main event.
You missed I'm not lying, the most entertaining fight I've ever seen in my life.
I do have ESPN Plus. I might have to go back and watch because listen, I don't even know who won. So
I didn't know either of the guys coming into it. It was David Onama and Nate Landwehr, something like that. And I'm it was the WWE, but in the UFC. It was insane. Like, you know how Valentina Shevchenko, like almost all of her fights, she's winning because she's putting him in a crucifix and elbowing him to death.
Them.
Yeah, Landwehr had him like Onama was so tired he didn't want to fight anymore, and Landwehr had him in a crucifix, just got up and started pumping up the crowd, like he had him done, and then let him get up and they start and Onama starts coming like you gotta watch it. It's so good, so good, especially because it's unexpected. Like,
yeah, listen. Like I said, I got ESPN Plus. I'm gonna have to go back and watch it then.
ESPN Plus is kind of trash though. I go through Hulu to watch ESPN Plus because my streams never load.
You don't just have the ESPN app?
No, I mean I watch it on my computer and it just never loads. Like it always.
Really? See, I've never had a problem.
Hulu works fine for me with it now, but I don't know why ESPN. I get this, and they always keep telling me like sign up for ESPN Plus. I'm like, I already have it, like,
bro. That's what it is on my phone. I can't sign in.
It
keeps saying like restore an old one, and like I got a different one. Like I'm trying to sign into a different one, not restore. Killing me out here. But yeah. I mean, listen, and let me also be honest here. I didn't really watch the main event. I think I had gotten home in time to watch it because I had a Renegades game that day, and then I think I was also like playing Xbox and watching it at the same time. But let me tell you something. This man is still sleeping to this day. That leg or that kick to the head was I know, and that's the thing. Like I always say, I have no idea what in your right mind makes you want to become a UFC fighter, and I still watch things like that, and I still don't understand it. Like you see his foot connect with his head. And the nose just sideways, just immediately sideways.
Yeah,
like,
insane.
Like I feel like every fighter breaks their nose every fight. Like there's no like these people got to have like their nose bone got to be just dust.
And like they unless it's like like when Kai Kara France got kicked in his liver and his body shut down, like that's when they show pain. But they're getting their nose broken and you don't see a lot of pain, like no wincing really. Like they just take it. It's like their pain tolerance is insane.
Seeing that reception, I feel like this is low-key like a setup, and that's not an actual person, Josh. I don't know why.
It's Christian. It's a setup for sure.
See, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't want to say the last word.
Is that like an NFL player or something?
Yeah, to see a catch by an NFL player? No,
sorry, didn't.
Yeah, listen, maybe you're being serious with me, Christian, right now. You probably are. But I don't know who that is. I don't recognize the name. And knowing you, anything can be a setup for like a, your.
Well, is that like, or for like, no, because that could be like a.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
That's why I'm not saying the name.
That's why I'll go for it. Who's forcing?
Yeah.
I'll take the bait. I'll go for it.
Yeah, I mean,
you gonna roast the birthday boy, Christian? That's
facts, Christian. Are you gonna make a joke about this guy? Happy birthday, Josh.
That's kind of bogus, Christian.
Hey, if you make a joke about Josh, you're just a bad guy.
Yeah.
Bad guy. And Josh, what's crazy? He came in here, asked a question before even saying happy birthday.
I know, for real. Like
I mean,
gosh, just so disrespectful.
Josh, I'm sorry that you get disrespected by the co-creator like this.
That's tough. You don't love to see that.
Look at this. This man's too embarrassed to even answer us.
Yeah. He left. He's gone.
Oh, look at this.
I appreciate it, but I'm still waiting to see if you're gonna follow up with the joke. I need to know,
because I can hear the joke in my head. Like I know what it
was. Yeah. I kind of got it now, but
like I read that and that's what I immediately thought of. Now that can say one of two things: my mind, messed up, or I know Christian too well.
Right.
Right. But But anyway, yeah, that kick was brutal, and yeah, I thought he was winning the fight too.
That's the crazy thing about Cheeto. Like that's been his last few fights. Like he'll get like the same thing. That was what Rob Font was doing to him. Rob Font landed like 115 shots in the first round. He was piecing them up, but then Cheeto he only has to land 15 to 20 real hits and you're done. Like you're not gonna win. Like he wasn't landing on Cruz too much that fight. Cruz was always forcing the action, was landing some combos and got out of there. But Cheeto, I mean, like Daniel Cormier was saying the whole time, like this is his fight. He'll take all these. He'll just wait it out until he can land his shots. And almost even his jabs were putting Cruz to the ground. Like they were knocking him down. It was crazy to see. I mean, Cheeto, he probably deserves a title shot now. I think that's probably what's next for him. I mean, we'll have to see how Aljamain and TJ Dillashaw turn out. And then I imagine if O'Malley beats Jan, he'll get a title shot.
Of him training?
Huh?
You see the video of him training?
O'Malley?
Yeah.
What was he doing?
Like I think the one of him like on the bike pedaling. It looked like he was smoking a blunt.
Oh, he does. He's always putting out videos like that. Like he'll be in the cage smoking and throwing head kicks.
Yeah, like he was smoking on the bike and like.
Yeah.
I was like,
I still think it's crazy he got that Jan fight. Like that was out of nowhere.
Bro, listen. I hope he's very good because I think he's entertaining. Mm-hmm. I still think he's like not that good.
It's just like
in my head he's a mid fighter.
I just think he's unlike I don't know what he is. Like he's good, but he hasn't shown enough to be able to go and fight Piotr Jan. You know, like that's just kind of crazy. But I mean, I'm rooting for him because I mean.
No, like I said, I'm rooting for him too. It's just like, and maybe I'm wrong. Like, obviously, I'm not the voice of MMA here. Like, I feel like I watch his fights. I'm just not ever that impressed. Because and it might also be because he tries to be cool that like it makes it uncool. Like where he's trying to get the walk away knockout because he did that like one time, so he wants to do it again. And I remember, I don't know who he was fighting, but he knocked him down twice and walked away twice, and both times the dude stood back up. I was like, bro, just go and finish it.
Well, his last like 3 fights, like I can't remember who he was fighting. The one you're talking about where like he knocked him down, walked away, celebrated, and then the guy got up and was like, "Oh, you could have knocked him out, but didn't."
Yes.
And then I think he wound up getting the knockout later, but he could have had it earlier. And then the fight after that was the one where that one guy, like his opponent dropped out, and that random guy showed up and just ate 800 punches to the face, and they called it with like 5. It was what was his name? Chris Munoz or something like that. He had green hair. He took like 800 punches to the face and was just in there. And then it was the Pedro Munoz eye pokes. I mean, his last 3 fights, it's like, how do you go from like, okay, impressive win, you beat a no-name guy who took the fight on week's notice, you lost by DQ because of an eye poke, and now you're fighting the guy who held the belt for like a good part of the past year or so, that arguably could have won it back last time, and you just get that shot. And that Cheeto didn't get that shot. Like Cheeto got Cruz, and Cheeto beat O'Malley, and he didn't get Jan. Like that's some crazy stuff. But I like Dana's got something planned. Maybe Cheeto O'Malley rematch if O'Malley wins something.
I guess. I mean, it's like I said, I don't know. I'm hoping. Like I said, I hope he's good. We go over though to UFC 278. And Josh, I have the main card pulled up right here. Let me share the screen real quick for the people so everybody can see what we are talking about. And I'm not gonna lie, Josh. And once again, this can be because I don't know everybody. I'm a little underwhelmed here.
Yeah, this card isn't. I mean,
but obviously, Usman, I'm there. I like the dude. I don't hate him. I feel like a lot of people just don't enjoy him. I like Usman. Dude's a dominating champ. Not everybody has the the personality of McGregor and all these great sellers. Like that's not him. And also, I guess I kind of like it because at least he's not forcing it. Now there are some cringy clips of him, trying to say some things and like sound cool that like really kill you. But he is who he is, and he's a dominating champion, and I respect it. So I'm excited to see him fight, no matter who it's against. But like everybody else on this card, Josh, I'm good.
Yeah, I mean, Paulo Costa, Luke Rockhold, that one's going to be kind of interesting because last time we saw Costa, well, past 2 times we saw him, I mean, he didn't really take that step. He lost to Adesanya, and then he fought Vettori, and that fight was kind of like, eh. I mean, Luke Rockhold's kind of a legend of the sport, so, I mean, this one's just kind of like, can Costa get back to that championship competitor?
Well, like, here's my thing. This is the second to last fight of the night.
Like, why is Aldo? Like, why is Jose Aldo not even above this? That's kind of confusing to me.
Like, yeah, I would rather have Aldo, and I'm not even. I'm not even gonna attempt to say that dude's name.
Yeah, I'm not sure how to say that either. But I mean, two ranked guys in the top 10 versus, a ranked
That's what I'm
guy.
saying. Like this dude, number 6 versus not unranked.
Yeah,
Like, what are we doing?
yeah, I'm not sure about all that, but I mean, this card in general, like you said, it's kind of underwhelming. I mean, not too, but it's also weird because you see how stacked 280 is going to be. They're talking about John Jones versus Francis Ngannou for 282, like, and then it's like,
I mean, look at this. I mean, even listen, I'm kind of excited about this fight night right here.
yeah.
Gone to Ivas. I'm there.
Like, why not throw that on this? Why not throw that on? Like, that's a better main and co-main than the pay-per-view.
It literally is, though. That's the sad part.
And then, did you hear that the 279 between Diaz and Khamzat? They might not even add a co-main. They might leave the card.
I saw.
Like, that's.
I saw.
Like, I get it's Nate Diaz and Khamzat's up and coming, but that's what you want to be.
No,
like, Johnny Walker just got his face like rocked in his last fight. That guy doesn't even have a picture, and that's your co-main for a pay-per-view.
He said this guy doesn't even, and nobody's ranked.
That's a created character.
Like,
he's not real.
Johnny Walker is the only ranked person. I mean, and this dude. Like, what are we doing here?
$79.
Listen, all I'll say is it's a good thing that there's. I mean, I pay for every fight.
Shout out Streams East, man.
I pay for every fight. So, yeah. But see, look at this. I would never miss Josh's birthday party.
Thank you, Clayton. Thank you.
Divalishvili.
Divalishvili. So that's easy.
Yeah, I'm not.
Aldo's piecing them up. That's all we know. Aldo is back in his prime form. So, and I'll take credit for that because the one time I doubted him, he's just been piecing guys up. So you're welcome.
Crack streams used to be it, but like I feel like it doesn't work too well anymore.
You gotta go to sportZZ, man. sportZZ has all. That's all I'm gonna say.
I think I use weak streams.
I got multiple because I'm a degenerate.
Yo, let me tell you something though that made me so excited to spend money. I got the email today to re-up my NFL Sunday ticket thing.
I think I'm getting that this year though. I think I want that or Red Zone. I'm not sure.
See, I get Sunday ticket because I can't actually get Sunday ticket myself because I don't have Dish or whatever the hell it is. But I can get it through my school somehow. Like with my school email, like I can sign up for it and I get it, and it's only $100.
Damn, that's awesome.
And I mean, I am the only one that's allowed to use it. Like, I mean, obviously, I could give my password to somebody else, and they can, but like, you can't have multiple people on at the same time. Like that version's about $350. Well, I'm good on that unless somebody's paying me to split it. The illegal bookie I use all the games and fights free on the live betting part. Oh yeah, you Californians don't have legalized sports gambling.
I was gonna say, I was like, why are you going through illegal? But yeah, I guess if you don't have illegal gambling, you can't really.
Look at that. New York, another one up on California. I mean, typical. I'm not even surprised right now. Not even surprised.
I can't really argue Illinois a better state because Illinois is one of the worst states out there. So.
I said one of the worst states. It's like Chicago and then corn. That's all I can think of.
Taxes here are crazy, bro.
Are they?
Crazy.
Low-key did not know that. Josh, did you take your game out of the NFL or the NBA?
Yes, because I took it out because as I was making it, I thought about like making it a little bit different and better, but I didn't finish all the questions. So, because it's going to be so, well, I'll ask one of them that I was going to do. All the Kevin Durant news. Would you rather have Kevin Durant, like if you had to like give up your assets, like a team that if you could have the chance to get Kevin Durant, giving up your assets, or like someone from the future is like you're guaranteed to have the number 1 pick next year.
I'll take KD.
Really? Like even if because the prospect for next year, I've talked about him on a show before. Victor Wembanyama, he is insane. So I mean,
He
that's
could be insane.
And you don't know, but then you're playing a game with KD. He gets bored. What you're going to give up your future for him, and then he doesn't like it there.
But what I could win a chip in the first year if he because I mean the first year you got to be all in.
But with the number 1 pick, you potentially have a top 5 player,
or have Greg Oden.
Right, but I mean, are you taking? You got to take chances with either
That's
side.
what I'm saying. I'm not taking the risk.
I'd take the risk with the number 1 pick.
I'm
taking
maybe this. Listen, this could also be the baseball fan in me, but like prospects and picks and things I feel like don't entice me as much as they used to. Because
this is an interesting question, because none, I'd say currently, because go back to like who was 2012? Was that AD? I think that was AD, and then you had Anthony Bennett. And then a lot of misses. Markelle was a miss, but you look at guys like Cade. Paolo, Anthony Edwards. You don't know. KD's a 1 of 1, obviously, but he's also in his 30s. So you're not getting a 22-year-old KD. I'll take a. Paolo's 20 years old. I'm taking, if you told me Paolo or KD right now, I'm taking Paolo. I'm taking the risk on the potential over a rental. I'm taking the risk on potential over a rental.
Yeah, but how do you know it's a rental?
I think, he had Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, Draymond Green, won back-to-back rings and left. That's how you know it's a rental.
I think there was some drama with Draymond and
but still, that's the perfect situation you could be in. He's a rental. Kyrie, James Harden, he sent James Harden back in, and then said, "You know what?
I don't think
coach that I wanted, fire him or I'm gone."
Because the more I hear about it, though, I think KD really liked Harden, but Harden hated Kyrie. Because is that report true that he wants to go play in Philly?
Wouldn't you want to go play with Joel and James Harden? Yes.
Okay, but if he hated James Harden that much, why would he want to go play with James Harden?
I don't think it was ever that he hated James Harden. I think he realized, hey, us 3 out here, we can't all do what we need to do.
I think it was more like James Harden said, Kyrie's not even trying anymore. Screw you. I'm not trying either. Get me out of here. That's what I think it was.
I don't know.
I think Kyrie destroyed the Nets' chances of anything.
No, I completely disagree.
Oh, no. This man.
I think giving up Jared Allen, Karis LeVert, and all those other guys for James Harden is the KD Kyrie with great role players that just made the playoffs.
Listen, I agree with that 100%. But they made the trade. And how many of us were like, KD, Kyrie, Harden on the same team? That's going to be absolutely unbelievable. Nobody's going to be able to stop them, whatever. And then this man, Kyrie, was like, yeah, guess what? I'm not getting vaccinated. I'm not doing this. He rolls his ankle in the playoffs. Harden gets hurt in the playoffs. And it's just KD versus the Bucks. And this man is a size, 13 instead of a 17 away from going to the finals.
Yeah.
So
I get it. KD's still that guy. Trust me. I know he is, but just with the recent history, there has not been nonstop drama with him since 2016, since he left. There's been nothing but what does KD want? And but I love it. He's trying to do what Bron did when they went to Miami and then, went back to Cleveland.
See, this is how I just know I'd be the worst owner, though.
Huh?
I would be the worst owner in sports history.
Yeah, because KD owns the team if he's on my team.
No, because I did not even that. Because don't get me wrong, I would take suggestions from my star players. I would try and do what they like and all of that. But if you just sign a contract and you're like, yeah, never mind, I hate it here. I don't want to play here anymore. Trading. I wish you would. I wish you would do that because I would absolutely make you retire. I'm not trading you. I'm not. And listen, I love what the Nets are doing. They're not trading.
Did he tweet anything today?
They're not trading. Did KD?
Yeah, because
Yeah, he tweeted out, I know you guys won't believe me over like these fake reports, but I'm not retiring. That's the dumbest thing I've
I was waiting for him to respond to all because everybody was talking about that. I was like, KD's gonna say something, but
Yeah, first of all, I think why would KD retire? I mean, he's still
for real.
like the man is almost basically still in his prime.
I was driving and they were talking about KD considering retirement, and they're like, even if you think about it for half a second, you considered it. Like, no, you have to really be like, I'm gonna stay away from the team for a while.
That's like being like, oh, if you joke about it, you're serious.
Yeah,
oh yeah, I'm never doing this show again. Oh, Josh, you better go look for another co-host then. Apparently, because I just said it. I'm got no sarcasm or jokes allowed. Like I'm definitely never doing the show again. Like come on.
Like Christian said, the reception by Forsen. I mean, you just now we have to believe it. Forsen caught a ball. That's just how it is. Right, Christian?
Yeah, I'm just still waiting. Oh, did you also see? Because I just got this notification as well that the 76ers reached a settlement on the grievance Ben Simmons filed to recoup a portion of his nearly $20 million that they were withheld. I don't know what a portion means, so I don't know how much he got.
Yeah, I have no idea.
And either way, you ain't get the full 20 mil.
No.
I
mean, even the Nets now, like obviously, I don't think it was ever a real thing that KD, if he might have said it, like either fire Steve and Sean Marks or I'm out. And like as an owner, like that's not because you have KD, that means there's a better chance Kyrie resigns in the offseason. Like it's not hard to choose between those two, but I also don't think like this team is very good still if Ben Simmons comes in place and Kyrie plays. The team is very good.
And they're probably a top 3 seed.
Yeah, they picked up Royce O'Neal, still have Joe Harris. Cam Thomas has looked good in Summer League. I mean, they still have a very, very good roster if they can figure out how to mend all this. But even if you trade KD, I think that roster is still really nice.
I mean, especially if you actually get good pieces back. Because, man, the real problem with the Nets is they can't get draft picks in return. Because Houston owns all of the draft picks they get, and then they have pick swaps every other year anyway.
Yeah, I mean that's the risky run though, taking the shot on James Harden. But I also like selling the farm in the NBA is so different than doing it in any other league because it works out for the Rams because like one player doesn't always make or break your team, so you can give up like a first or a couple and if he's not playing well, you have other players that can pick it up. You give up 4 or 5 first rounds for James Harden. If he doesn't work out, I mean, you're potentially blowing that whole thing up. That's just one player. Like it's so much tougher in the NBA. Thank God for Sam Presti. Man. Thank God Sam Presti figured it out.
See, because that's kind of the other thing I kind of want to ask you a little bit too. Because now the reports are KD was like, oh yeah, it's either me or Sean Marks and Steve Nash. Now, originally, I heard that, and for some reason, I forgot that Sean Marks was a GM, and I was like, oh, Steve Nash, it's been a good run there, buddy, because, listen, he's not Greg Popovich. It's not like Tim Duncan came out and said, yo, listen, I can't stand Greg Popovich anymore, so I'm going to need to get him out of here.
And they were bad without KD or Kyrie. That's how you know he's not an amazing coach. They were not good.
Of course. No. It's Steve Nash. Like, let's calm down. So originally, I was like, "Oh yeah, Steve Nash out here." But then I remembered, I was like, "Sean Marks, kind of been a very, very good GM, for them."
They only got 3 back.
3 picks.
If that's true, man, Timberwolves are out of their goddamn mind with that. That's still crazy because
that trade literally messed everything up. Everything.
I mean,
this KD trade is done 2 months ago. If that doesn't happen,
yeah, that's
because everybody saw that and was like, "Oh, we have to top that," and there really isn't. Like sometimes there's just bad trades that are made.
Yeah.
But here's my thing. And I kind of want to ask you, if you got that request from KD and it was only Steve Nash, you do it, right?
Instant.
But since it's Sean Marks too, you're hesitant because he's been a good GM.
How long has Sean Marks been there?
I'm pretty sure Sean Marks is the one that rebuilt the team after the big three debacle. Like
Okay, I was gonna say, was he the one that?
No, I don't think.
made
No,
that
he
trade?
didn't make the trade. He's the one that fixed the Nets after it.
Okay, so he's the one that like went and got D'Lo, went and got Dinwiddie.
Yeah, like
So I mean, you know,
everybody.
he kind of gave.
Let me make sure though. Let me make sure. I don't want to talk out of my ass, which happens sometimes. First of all, Sean Marks is 6'10".
He played in the NBA. He was a dog.
I didn't even know this. Second round pick, 44th overall. Damn, he played for a long time. 98 to 2011.
2 firsts. Oh my god.
So
I mean, I guess Ben Simmons. I guess that makes sense.
Marks retired in 2011, 2012. He was named the basketball operations assistant for the Spurs. Blah blah. On 18th. I hate when people do this. On 18 February 2016, like why can't you write February 18th? It was announced that the Brooklyn Nets named Marks the new general manager of the team. So that had to be after the trade.
No, that was the year that they were dancing on the sideline, Jared Dudley calling up, and that was the fun Nets team, like before they went and got KD and everything. So I mean, he kind of did put them in a position to land KD, Kyrie. So as an owner, you're kind of like, thank you, like for getting me out of that hole. Like when a guy does that for you, you don't want to be like, but you got us here, but you got to go now.
Well, listen, Christian, I'm not used to other countries. Although, Josh, you know what? It's your birthday, so I'll let it slide, but you didn't ask how I was doing. I did, breaking news, book a...
How are you doing, Connie? How are you?
9-day cruise with the boys.
You said what?
I got a 9-day cruise with the boys next year now.
Oh, a cruise.
Oh, yeah.
I was once upon a time, when I first dropped out of college, I was this close to working on a cruise line.
I don't think I could do it.
I just thought about it. I was like, that'd be fun. But then I was like,
no, it would be. But like, bro, it is absolute torture.
Yeah, I was like, but then I'm working.
It's like 12-hour shifts.
Yeah, I thought about it a lot more. I was like, I don't want to. But I don't
know where we're going.
What?
I said, you want to know where we're going?
Are you going to multiple places or just?
Oh yeah, come on.
Okay.
First of all, the cruise is out of Barcelona.
Ooh.
So your boy got to fly to Barcelona. Then we go to Cannes, France.
Oui.
Then we stay overnight in Florence, Italy. Next day we go to Rome. Then we go to Pompeii. Then we go to Sardinia. I don't know. Then we go to
beautiful.
Then we go to Majorca, Spain. And then we go to Ibiza.
Yeah, man, I don't know if I could ever go on a cruise and then come back to normal life and be like, yeah, this is okay.
See, I'm very excited for this one because, like, I've done the normal cruise. Like, I've gone to, like, the Bahamas and things like that. Like, the cruise out in New York. Cool. Very fun. But, like, an international one? Different countries?
Do you know, like, how long you guys are staying, like, in those certain places? Or is it just, like, one night?
Yeah, it's – I think Florence is overnight. So I guess we would get there, sometime in the afternoon, and we stay until the next day, probably leave at sometime at night. But all those islands, which I've been on some cruises where like you're there from like 7 to like 3, which is not that long.
No.
But, like I looked, all of the places we're going, we get there like 6:30 in the morning, and we're there until like 7 at night. So I mean, we're getting a solid 12 hours.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited. Very excited.
A cruise is like tiring though. Like, do you ever just like chill out on the boat?
Oh yeah, I mean, that's an interesting question though, because most cruises I've been on, well, actually all of the cruises I've been on, since we're going out of New York, it takes you like a day to get, because you got to go all the way down the Bahamas by other end of the country. So you usually leave at like 3:00 in the afternoon. You sail, obviously, and then even the next day you're still at sea, like you're sailing the whole time, and then like you get to an island, and then you get to an island, then you get to an island, and then like you sail back the last 2 days. This one, there are no days at sea. It's like you leave, you're there, you're there. Like, so I don't know. I'm a little.
I don't know. obviously you don't get seasick because you haven't even brought it up. So I don't think.
No, I don't get seasick. No.
I don't know if I did. I've only been on a boat one time, and we just took it out to go snorkeling in Florida. That was the only time I've ever really been on a boat. So I don't know if I'd get seasick being on one for a long time.
Have not gotten seasick now. Though I think the part that might actually kill me, I think the flight is like 10 hours, and I am not a fan of flying.
I've never been on a plane. I already know I'm not a fan of flying because I'm not a fan of heights. So I already
It's
know
not even the height part. I think it's just the fact that, halfway through you're like, bro, I'm literally in an aluminum can.
Yeah, also
with an
I'm pretty
engine on it.
claustrophobic, so I can't
like I'm on an aluminum can with engines, bro. Like this is a little weird.
Wasted.
I mean, listen, I might even have to do that or down a bottle of melatonin and just pray that I sleep for 10 hours.
Yeah.
But I did see one TikTok that makes me feel better about flying. So like, turbulence is always the thing that scares people. And I saw a TikTok, this girl put a piece of paper inside a cup of Jello and started shaking the Jello. She was like, that's what turbulence is. She's like, you aren't going anywhere. It's just the things around you are moving. Like, you're still in the exact same spot, though. Like, you're not moving at all. It's just the wind around you is moving. And I was like, you know what? I kind of feel better. I'm just in some Jello right now. Just in a little Jello.
Some Jello.
But, enough of... We went off the rails a little bit. Go ahead. It's fine. Let's move on, huh? What do we say? To the NFL? To our little preseason thoughts? Because, listen, that's the main point of this episode. I mean, we're about a month away from games actually counting. We are almost there, people. And for you college people, we're even closer, I believe, right, Josh? When's college kickoff,
September 1st.
September 1st.
Yes, sir.
Unbelievable. I think I'm going to give it a try this year, Josh.
Yeah, I mean, it's a weird sport to get into because, I mean, they're like the best games most likely aren't the best teams. Like, it'll be like the MAC, that conference, that's a game action. You got to watch that. I mean, obviously Army Navy. This is what I'm going to do.
Saturdays, I'm literally just going to look at whatever games are on, and I'm just throwing them on.
Like, it'll take a few weeks for the good matchups to come in. But like this season, when teams get into swing, especially with all the moves that went on, I mean, like, and all the conference moves that are going to keep happening, it's soon is just going to be like a mega conference, and all the other teams are just going to be like, what about us? Like, nah, we don't care about you.
Because I don't think I'm going to pick a team either. I think I've decided. I think I'm just going to watch. I mean, I guess there's already teams that I dislike. Like, I guess I shouldn't really dislike Alabama, but I do. Because they're kind of the Patriots of college football. I mean, this guy, Nick Saban, is literally Bill Belichick just in college. So I guess I shouldn't dislike them, but I kind of do.
There are definitely teams I dislike just strictly due to lost bets. Like Nebraska and Wisconsin, dead to me forever.
That's
also,
fair.
2 players dead to me. Actually, yeah.
2 players? Oh, God.
In the MLB, 2 players are dead to me.
Okay.
Because, God, this is embarrassing, too. Embarrassing. Yeah, Francisco Lindor is dead to me. Why does a walk not count for total bases?
Josh, you know what? That's a great question. And I agree with you. I don't understand why it doesn't either. I'm on base.
I'm sitting here. I got this parlay. Mets -1.5. No, Lindor, Alonso, and someone else. I think Nimmo, 2 total bases. Nimmo gets a single, and then Lindor gets walked. I'm like, okay, each got 1 base. Then Pete goes yard. I'm like, oh, he's cool.
Easy.
Then Nimmo gets another hit, and then Lindor gets a single. And so I'm like, oh, we're good. And then I look at the bet slip at the end, and it says I lost. It said Lindor didn't have 2 total bases. Like, he got walked and got a single. And then I look it up, and it's only hits. I'm like, that is, like, he got to base. He got to first. What do you mean it's not a base? I agree with
you. I think it's stupid, too. I've said it. I don't know the exact reasoning for it, but I agree.
It was annoying. And Shohei Ohtani is also dead to me.
Oh, some say the face of baseball.
Yeah, sure, whatever. But when I need, I needed him to get a hit. There was a parlay. I needed him to get a hit and a couple other guys. and he doesn't get a hit, and the next night he hits 2 home runs. I'm like, get out of my face! Like, you're dead to me. I hate you.
Dead to you.
Dead.
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 I don't blame you. All right, let's get into the preseason though, because it's been 1 week and everybody thinks that they know everything about their team already and who's good and who's not. I have not watched much preseason. Saturday, like I said, I had to work, so I missed a lot of the games. And then I did watch. I mean, like I said, I watched the Hall of Fame game. I tried watching the Patriot game, but I was also at work while that was happening. So yeah, I haven't seen too much, but I mean, I've seen some highlights. Obviously, everybody saw the highlight of Pickens just absolutely murdering a corner. I mean, just demolished him.
It's I believe very annoying. People being like, "How did they let him fall? How did no one?" Everyone was saying the injuries were a problem before the draft. Everyone was, and now they're like, "How did they let him fall?" Like, how.
Listen, if talent is based off of preseason or training camp, Pickens might be the greatest wide receiver of all time. I've seen 2 highlights of this man, and I know that there's more out there, but the only 2 I've seen is him juggling the catch and falling and slipping, and all of a sudden still catching it with the one hand. And the other one I saw was him absolutely murdering a corner.
He had a nice toe tap touchdown. He did have a nice.
Well, listen, there you go. That's 3. That's 3 that I've heard of. So all I know is this man's hand-eye coordination, gorgeous. His the toe touching, pause, gorgeous. The blocking, Hines Ward.
So I mean, he the last time he played, he came back in the national championship game and he was mossing people. He was playing good, but the same reason Justin Ross didn't even get drafted and got picked up by the Chiefs, I think, and he's not even playing this year because of injuries. That's just how it is. But they're like, how'd they let the Steelers do this again? It's like, well, they used common sense. Second round. This guy could have been first round, but injuries. So we didn't take him in the first round. We can take him now. It's not that hard. But I mean, it's always annoying. 31 other teams passed on this guy. Yes. Some twice. So shut up. The Jets 4 times. So shut up.
The other thing, I believe, literally every single report out of training camp about the Patriots is that their offense is absolutely terrible. And I mean just god awful. And apparently it's only when the offensive linemen are in. Because 7-on-7s, they apparently walk down the field with Mac Jones. I mean, just body in the defense. And then when they put the O-line in, So that worries me in multiple ways, and it's also semi-decent. Because, it's worrisome to the point of 7-on-7s, you're getting bodied, which means does that mean the corners and others can't cover?
Usually 7-on-7s, offenses are just going to cook the defense. That's
okay.
Just,
well, let me be pessimistic real quick. Does that mean they can't cover? And then on 11-on-11s, does that means our offensive line is terrible?
No, 7-on-7, it's more like you're the defensive guys. It's really not fair. They're just on an island already with no help from pass rush. And the quarterback has all the time in the world. There's obviously a shot clock. You don't get to sit back there until someone's open, but it's usually set up for the offense to get the looks they want. But I mean, it's not a good sign when the thing they're hyping up is 7-on-7. Hey, our offense on air, we're looking good.
But like I said, here's the other thing. Then you get the other reports that apparently the defensive line for the Patriots is the best part of the entire team.
That's good news.
Now it's all right, is the defensive line that good that our offensive line is terrible? Or is our defensive line great and the offensive line is terrible?
Even there's no one.
Well,
your offensive line isn't that. Your offensive line isn't that good anyway, is it?
I mean, it's usually.
You picked up that guy,
Cole Strange.
Yeah.
Yeah, that everybody else had a 3rd round mark on that.
Yeah, Sean McVay was like, I thought we'd get him.
Yeah, in the 3rd round, he thought he was going to get him too.
I mean, I don't know. Mac Jones is, the 85th best player in the world, so I wouldn't be too worried about it. too worried about it. But I mean, honestly, shout out Bailey Zappi. Well, actually, shout out James White. Speaking of the Patriots,
Facts. Can't believe my man retired. I have I have newspaper clippings from all the Patriots Super Bowls that they've won. Of course, I don't care about the losses. Who doesn't? Who cares about losses? But one of the newspaper clippings, James White front and center, epic comeback. NFL. Oh no, what does it say? Pats overcome 25-point deficit to win Super Bowl in OT, and that man
was that the only OT like in Super Bowl history? Because I remember they were saying it's the only like game winning OT. I was like, well, that's the only way to win in OTs. It's a game winner, so that has to be the only overtime. I didn't know that.
That was the first overtime Super Bowl history.
I didn't know that. That's pretty crazy. That's like the ultimate brag, like the only overtime in Super Bowl history, and I walked it off. Like,
I was a little surprised he retired, though. I mean, I guess the body's breaking down a little bit because, I mean, he's been that receiving back for so long, and he's definitely gotten beaten up. But he did just sign like a 2-year contract with them. Mm-hmm. So I was just a little surprised. But, I mean, and listen, to kind of come full circle on the Patriot thing, though. They put up, 21 points and like 300 yards of offense in that preseason.
I bet on the Giants, though. I ain't going to lie. I
I don't blame you.
They marched down the field, man. I thought it was over. I was like, damn. And Bailey Zappi. I told you, Bailey Zappi, best season in college football history. You might look out, Mac. He might be 85, but Bailey Zappi might be top 50. You can never know.
Zappi might be one, you're saying.
Yeah. But
Josh Allen, who? Patrick Mahomes, who?
I mean, I want to talk about preseason, but now I just want to get into this top 100 list, to be honest. Actually, let me get my winners and losers of the preseason.
Oh, we have winners and losers of the preseason?
Kind of. In a way, I just really want to show how bad of a coach Matt Rule is. That's really the whole point of winners.
You're not giving your guy a chance, bro?
Well, Malik Willis looked really good. He had that nice running touchdown.
I did see that
ball. He threw a ball on a rope up to the sideline. He looked good. Desmond Ridder had a game-winning drive. He looked really nice. Kenny Pickett threw a game-winning touchdown. Who else? Who are the other rookies that went out? Sam Howell almost came back and beat us playing that whole second half. Came back from 20 points. Who else played? I think that's all the rookies. But, yeah, Matt Corral got thrown in the fourth quarter after they blew a lead to throw 9 passes with 5 offensive linemen who won't be on the roster next week and just looked awful. And now all the reports are like, yeah, Matt's not going to have a shot this year. Like, no shit. They gave him 2 series. Well, he should have got the whole second half. Why is P.J. Walker playing so much? We know he's not the guy. We traded up to get this rookie, but let's give him, 2 series in the fourth.
Well, I mean, he wasn't going to play this year anyway, though. You got to think. You go out and get Baker. He's not playing.
But you got to let him get his feet wet. Like, let him do something. Like, you can't just throw him in the fire like that, because if you're going to do that, then he's never good. Like I get, you sit back and watch, but he's not Patrick Mahomes watching Alex Smith. He's not Aaron Rodgers watching Brett Favre. He's watching Baker Mayfield and Sam Darnold fight for their careers. He's not watching some amazing veterans. He's watching.
You're making a hell of a point here.
Watching Ben McAdoo call plays, Matt Rule fight for his job, and 2 quarterbacks fight for their lives. Like,
Josh, you're making a hell of a point. I can't even argue with you.
It's not great. It's not great. I mean, Baker looked okay. Unfortunately, Sam looked okay too. PJ was wheeling and dealing, though. I mean, I'm not going to complain seeing PJ too much, like, for his sake. I mean, I like him on the roster. He's a solid backup. But, I mean, like, you just see Malik Willis got basically, 2.5 quarters. Kenny Pickett got most of the second half. It's like he didn't even get a shot. So I hope in this second preseason game, like, who cares about Baker and Sam? Baker's a starter. Sam's a backup. You already know it. Give PJ the first. Let's see what Matt Corral can do. Like, why did we trade up for him? Let's see if he can play. I don't care who starts. I just want the best quarterback out there. I don't care if it's Baker. I don't care if it's PJ. I do not care. Just put the guy who's producing. And how do we know if Corral can produce if you're giving him 9 pass attempts? He went 1 for 9, by the way. 1 for 9.
I can't wait for the return of the pick segment.
It's gonna be a rough year for me. I'm afraid.
You think you're picking your boys every time again, huh?
I don't know. It's going to be a vibe kind of thing. I think it's
Oh,
just
yeah.
going to be a vibe.
Listen, I want no, because I want zero excuses.
There will be no excuses. I'm winning this year, so I don't even have to
Well, I mean, listen,
think about
listen,
excuses.
I don't want to get ahead of ourselves.
Because I said the only way I was picking the Panthers every game was if we got Russell Wilson or that guy in Cleveland, and I don't even care about that guy in Cleveland. Glad we didn't get him, but we didn't land Russell Wilson either, so I don't have to pick them every game. But like I said,
that's what I'm saying. If you do, I don't want any excuses.
I'm not though. I am picking them week 1 because I truly do think we're going to win that game.
Do you?
Just because I think Baker's revenge game. I'd be stupid not to pick my quarterback in a revenge game. Like that would be just disrespectful. But if Sam's starting, yeah, I'll take Cleveland.
Josh, I'm looking right now at our good old fashioned, that thing I made every week, like the little
The
pick
graphic.
segment thing that I made every week.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking at it right now. It's just giving me goosebumps thinking about picking it. Maybe maybe you know what, Josh? Maybe I'll try and reconfigure it this year and put our record on it as well.
That's good. So, yeah, because I've sucked at it the past 2 years. I don't know how, because I do it as we're writing it, but sometimes we'll switch up or I'll just write it over the wrong one. But, yeah, need to find a more efficient and accurate way to keep score.
Maybe.
Because last week kind of did. It came down to the last 2 weeks of the regular season.
Yeah, it got close.
And I had to take risks in last week. I had a shot, but
I was not proud that I let it get that close.
yeah, because I was down big for a while there. But I'm promising all my fans out there, it's different this year.
Oh, it's different.
It's different. I'm locked in.
Look at that. I'm updating it as we speak. I already have it week 1 picks instead of week 18 because that was the last time I looked at it.
Nice.
This is going to be a magical season. I can feel it. Although, Josh, I'm looking at it right now. I got to update a logo. This says Washington Football Team. Oh, no. I got to get the new Commanders logo.
Commies.
Yeah, that just simply doesn't work. This is not good. Not what you want, some would say.
They're going to be so annoying, though, with, like, Washington as a commanding lead. They're commanding this game. Like, that's going to be so annoying. I already know.
Not wrong. I didn't even think about that.
It's going to be very annoying.
Ugh. It ought to be something. All right, before we do get to the top 100 list, though, we got to talk about what is quite possibly the greatest Hard Knock season of all time coming up. Because let me tell you something. If I was not a Patriot fan, and this was my first year getting into football, and I didn't care about winning or nothing like that, I'd be a Lions fan for Motor City, Dan Campbell.
Absolutely.
That man, I love the guy. Motor City Dan Campbell, man.
David Tepper needs to fire Matt Rule and be like, hey, Dan Campbell, I'll give you $500 million. Come coach this football team. He's worth every penny. Kid me's doing 40 up downs. Doing 40 up downs with the squad. With the wrist hurt, man.
The wrist taped up because he fell over the dog gate.
I've been there too. I've related so heavily when he said that. I was like, man, that's the worst fall.
You got the coaches going back and forth with each other.
Yes.
Bro, this man, the offense didn't do anything for like 20 minutes. All of a sudden the offense does one thing. Man comes running, chugging down the sideline. You forgot about me? You think I left? I said, okay.
Did you watch last season's with the Cowboys?
Yeah, and it was awful.
So bad. It was
so boring.
So, but like I tweeted out, that opening speech by Dan Campbell, just hyping up, was more entertaining than any second of the entire last season. Like,
and I'm so mad because I wanted to remember it, but he said something during that opening speech that I was like, you know what? I'm gonna listen to that all the time.
He said a lot of stuff.
Oh, listen, no, I'll tell you the best part of the whole speech. He said, that light at the end of the tunnel, you get excited, and then you find out it's a freight train.
Yeah,
and I was like, okay, Dan. I like the energy. I like where we're coming from.
The best. And then Aiden Hutchinson, I mean, he got out there, the Billy G, man, that was nice. He was killing it.
Billy G killed it. And then this man is lined up on the edge. TJ Hawkinson just absolutely destroys him.
And you could tell the media was trying to get Dan Cameron to be like, yeah, we kind of need to address that. He's like, it's good for him. It's good
no,
for
that's
him.
what he said. He was like, yeah
more
it'll go in the memory bank. He won't do it again.
Yeah, I love that because that's bad. I love that.
They're in pads first day of practice.
Yeah, hitting. And then Jamal Williams, too. Man, I love that.
And you know what the thing is, too? And listen, I was watching McAfee. That's my guy now.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, every episode I don't miss now. And listen, if I miss it during the day, guess what? I'm watching all 3 hours at midnight. I was staying up until 3:30 to watch it. You're right. Should I? Probably not. But I am. And, he's saying, I've never even seen that. He was like, I've never seen a team in pads that early. And he said, guess what, though? Everybody on that team was in the pads. They're filming, so if anybody was really that upset, they would know.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody was just, and that was the other part, too, that really got me. He was like, you guys just got to believe in me. He's like, I want to make us better. Like, you just got to believe in me. And, like, I feel like you hear that sometimes, and everybody's like, look at this, get a load of this BS. Like, oh, just believe in me. But I think everybody on that team is really riding for Dan Campbell.
Yes, they better be, or else he will, like, I don't even mean it sarcastically. He'll kick their ass. Like, he will fight them. That's why I get them from MCDC. Like that's how much they want, and I love it too.
I never saw the Dan Campbell interview that with McAfee that they did the year he got hired.
Yeah.
And I watched it last night, and they were talking about the coaching staff, and he was like, "Yeah, well, I was putting together the coaching staff because with COVID, in case any of those guys got to get back out there, get the pads on." I was like, you know what, this man's got a sense of humor too.
Oh yeah, it's the best. But I can't wait until especially did they? No, they lost to the Falcons. So, but that's going to be a hell of a locker room speech. That's because they lost it. They lost. Desmond Ridder threw a touchdown with 13 seconds left or something. So that's going to be a hell of a locker room speech. I was hoping they'd win so that it could be a hype. But I want to see them their first, the episode of them scrimmaging with another team.
Oh,
I want to see that so badly.
They're going to kill each other.
That's going to be amazing. Amazing.
No, hell of a first episode.
Did you see the teaser at the credits?
Oh, yeah, the Cardinals.
Yeah, D-Hop and them. I didn't even watch the Colts in season 1.
I watched the first few episodes, and I never finished it, which I should have, because obviously the last couple episodes are probably the best part because they were filming the last part when they were losing all the games to not make the playoffs. So it's still available on HBO, so I'm almost tempted to go back and watch it and watch the debacle, but in a weird way, it makes me cringe so much knowing what happens now that I kind of don't want to go back and watch it. Yeah. Because they're probably going to be so passionate before game and I already know what happens. And it kind of just freaks it you ever watch videos that are cringy and you got the secondhand cringe and it makes you
worst, dude. The worst.
Oh yeah, I literally
that viral video well, this one didn't really make me cringe. The viral video of the girl dancing in class.
I didn't see that.
Well, she's just she's doing a TikTok dance on the second day of school. I'm more cringing I don't know. I don't get cringed out when people just be doing random shit, but when people be in the back of the classroom oh, it's so dude, what are you doing? You're not cool.
Cringe, I get that secondhand cringe and it literally hurts my body.
Yeah, nah.
I literally just can't. It gives me anxiety.
Yeah,
I'm can't do it. All right. Our last topic of the evening, the NFL top 100 list. Now, Josh, usually it comes out, the first 10.
Yeah, 25 maybe at a time. Or
what are they up to?
They finished at 51 last night.
Yeah, they did.
They got only 50 more.
I mean,
Kamara was 51.
Who was?
Alvin Kamara.
Interesting. I mean,
the reason I put this on here really is because, I'm gonna look at the list real quick.
I was gonna say I don't have. Is there a way I can pull up the full list?
It's on NFL Network's Twitter. They have it in a whole thread.
I know they have the thread, but It's a lot to scroll through. But like, I was hoping that they kind of just have like a list somewhere. Wait, is this? See, like, why
But
did
I'll
I
tell you what I was thinking throughout the list. I was looking at the very top of it because I didn't start paying attention until around the 80s when people were
Of
talking
course.
about Mac Jones. But I was looking at it, I'm like, oh, CeeDee Lamb 95. Like, oh, okay, so DJ is gonna get a pretty good spot. He might make the 80s. See Odell at 90. I'm like, oh, well, if Odell's at 90, DJ's like, he's gonna make it. Like, he's gonna be in a good spot here. We get to the 80s, no DJ. I'm like, wow, they're really showing DJ some respect.
Some respect.
We get to the 70s. I'm like, wow, no DJ. They're gonna put him top 60. Like, that's crazy. And then we get through the 60s, and Jalen Waddle's there. I'm like, I don't know if they'd rank, but maybe they really are showing respect. We get through the 50s. I'm like, they're not going to put DJ Moore on this list. DJ Moore is not going to make the NFL top 100. You're telling me Odell Beckham made the top 100, but this guy that just, went for 1,008 touchdowns, Sam Darnold and PJ Walker, is not top 100. I just can't. I can't believe. I hope he's on the top 50, but I have very low heights.
Yeah, you don't have much hope for that, huh?
No, because who even nobody really knows when Panthers players do well. They know when CMC does well because that's like, if you ask casual football fans like name Panthers players, they'd be like Christian McCaffrey.
Is Cam Newton still there?
Oh yeah, Cam. Like they wouldn't know. So I get it. Like DJ's not this well-known guy, but that's just so disrespectful. I mean, I hope he's on the top 50. He deserves to be because he's better than Jalen Waddle, and if Kamara's up there and he missed games last year, like, I don't know. It just annoyed me, but I didn't really pay attention to most of this because I was just looking for Panthers players and praying DJ landed somewhere.
Oh wait. Oh, look at this. I think I found a list. Oh, I did. I mean, it's just the names, but that's kind of what I wanted anyway.
Yeah.
And there's no background; it's just a white background. But I mean, hey, is it something to look at? I think some people might disagree. First of all, a little respect being shown for putting a nice fullback on the list to start it off at 100.
Love that.
A little surprised. Kirk Cousins at 99, baby.
A little interesting, Kirk is kind of like if you just looked at his stats and didn't know it was Kirk Cousins, you'd be like, yeah, that's like a top 10. That might be a top 10 quarterback right now.
I wonder how many quarterbacks are on this list.
Gotta be
because
this top 5 to 10-ish is going to be so difficult this year.
I think the top 10 is going to be like,
because Cooper Kupp, Jonathan Taylor, and TJ Watt all have an argument to be number one.
And then a quarterback probably.
Yeah, and then the back-to-back MVP is still there. Like,
you got Josh Allen, you got Mahomes.
Yeah, Stafford.
Brady.
Like, it's going to be a tough top 10. But you already know Trayvon Diggs is going to be like sixth or something.
I can't. He should have been on the list already.
He's got to be ahead of Jalen Ramsey or something.
Yeah. I mean, listen, some respect right here, Justin Tucker.
I honestly thought that was a little low.
Apparently he's only the second kicker to ever make the list.
I feel like Justin Tucker's impact though is just kind of crazy, and I feel like maybe Evan McPherson kind of deserved to be on here.
For bringing the swag back to the brand.
Just kind of like, I mean, he single-handedly carried the Bengals to the Super Bowl. They don't get there without him.
Is a strong word.
Do they get there without him?
Do they get there without Joe Burrow?
But do they win those games? Like,
I don't know. Maybe another kicker can make those. I don't know. No, I don't think any of the kicks he made
4 straight like that. 4 straight game winners, basically.
I mean, yeah.
I feel like he could have been on here. Get CD off this list, dude. Get him off here.
Yeah. I'm excited. I want to see what he does this year.
Well, kind of has to go for 1,010 touchdowns.
Oh no, has to.
Who else are they throwing to?
That's what I'm saying. He has to go crazy this year. But also, how bad does that trade look now?
So bad. So
What
bad.
was it, like a 5th-round pick that they got
Yeah.
him for?
Yeah, fifth.
And
Yeah.
meanwhile, everybody else is getting traded for a Brinks truck and the key to the city.
Yeah.
So, yeah, Odell being on this list at 90, I mean, I guess whatever
A
helps
free
you sleep,
agent over DJ Moore. Four
Yeah,
straight
whatever.
1,000-yard seasons.
whatever helps you sleep at night, I guess, sort of thing in my eyes. Roquan Smith at 83, who the Bears just don't like. Apparently,
they probably forced the NFL to drop him down. He was probably like in the 50s, and they're like, no, he has to be. We need to get he can't have this value. He needs to realize he's not that good, so he can.
Honestly, Slater at 79, kind of low to me. One of the better tackles in the league.
Yeah, he was a beast, but that's probably just because he's young. Like they probably just don't. He's not proving.
We'd love to see Cordero Patterson on here.
I was confused why Brian Burns is even on here. I mean, he did have an okay season. I'm a Panthers fan, and I'm complaining about it. I mean, he's a beast, but I'm just tired of the spin move, honestly.
Let's see. Listen, I'm sorry. Derek Carr at 65 is disrespectful.
Very disrespectful. Russell Wilson was bad this past year. There's no reason he should be ahead.
I don't know if he was bad.
He was bad. They let Russ cook, and
what do you mean he had 20-5?
Yeah, but he was still, for Russell Wilson standards, he was bad.
Well, Russell Wilson was also hurt, so he couldn't actually put up stats. Actually, I lied. 3,100 yards, 25-6 last year. Come on.
Bad.
We
can look at what we just say about Kirk Cousins. You could look at his stats, and he's better be top 10. But the eye test, the eyes never lie, Connie.
I mean, I am a big eye test guy.
Al Pacino once said that.
I mean, how many games? He played 14 games last year. I mean, his QBR was only 54. Quarterback rating of 103, though.
I mean, that number never lies, though. That number never lies.
Yeah, I still don't even understand how any of these are calculated, by the way. Max Crosby, look at that, back to back, a lot of real Raider heavy here. Derek Carr, Chandler Jones, Max Crosby, and Darren Waller. I mean, hey, I'd be onto something here. Didn't Xavier Howard not play last year?
Huh?
Was Xavier Howard the one that did barely play last year? I thought he got hurt. Because that's the other thing. It annoys me on these lists that hurt players are always put on here.
Yeah.
How are you a top 100 player? You didn't even play.
I know. I don't like that.
Let me see how Xavier Howard did last year. I lied. He played in all 16 games. I'm wrong.
But you're right. There is one of the top corners that missed a lot last year.
Was it the Bills one?
Tre'Davious White I was thinking that too, but I don't think so. I thought he played.
I mean, listen, I can tell you that right now. I know he got hurt at one point.
Yeah.
Tre'Davious White. Let's take a look. Yeah, he played in 11 games last year.
Yeah.
So I wonder where he is on this list. Hold on, I went to the wrong list. Listen, can we stop doing this? How is Mike Evans at 53? You want to talk about disrespected?
I'm just surprised Keenan Allen didn't already get listed.
What Mike Evans does every year for this man to never be top 20 or anything close to that blows my mind.
It's crazy because the way I talk about how DJ Moore, he's on that list, only players with that many yards, but Mike Evans is one of the players with more yards than him in that time frame. So it's crazy that Mike Evans can win a Super Bowl, play with Tom Brady, and still not get the respect. That's crazy.
Mike Evans has had
5 straight,
1,000 yards every year of his career.
That's insane.
And from 7 years, because he started in 2014, 2021.
And that's Jameis, Ryan Fitzpatrick. That's Mike Glennon.
We're talking, and we're not 10:51, 12:06, 13:21. 2017, he got real close. He only had 1,001. 15:24, 11:57, 1,006, and 1,035. I mean, listen.
Right.
And the touchdowns is crazy.
12,
12, 3, 12, 5, 8, 8, 13, 14. Those last 2 years with Brady, blessed his man.
Oh, yeah. and it's not like he's been in a situation where he's been the only target. Like they've had good weapons around besides him, and he's
I was
still
gonna say when he
producing.
started out there, wasn't Vincent Jackson still there?
Yeah, and then they had Deshaun Jackson came in for a couple years too. Then Godwin showed up. Like they've had solid tight ends. I mean, he's been producing with not being the only guy out there.
Yeah.
How many games did Kamara play this year?
Let me tell you that right now, Josh. Let me go on Pro Football Reference. Let me look up Alvin Kamara real quick, and I'll tell you that he played in 13.
Do you think CMC makes this list?
I don't know, because like in a way, listen, I know he's fantastic.
He only played 6 games, I think.
But yeah, and like so Kamara had to have had more stats than him, or like are they still just going off of just straight respect of what he was?
Well, I don't know, because I saw one of the players list they crossed out Justin Herbert for Kyler Murray. So it's I don't know. This list it's weird. It's hard. It's tough because the media will have their list and they're like, I should let the players speak, but players have their own bias.
Players don't care about these though,
because these are like they're the teammates. They're just like to have fun. Like they're
they
not
fill these out and they're like, I mean, I guess I have to, but whatever. Like they're not filling these out because they really want to.
Right.
I mean, I don't know though. I don't know. Well, all right. Listen, I think that concludes another wonderful episode of our program, of this generational sports program. So, with that being said, I'll hand it over to Josh. He can tell you everything about himself and more, and then we can leave.
Yeah, follow me on Twitter at Jolin_4. Make sure you subscribe to the YouTube channel so you can chat with us like Christian and tell us hilarious jokes. And then
we did never get the punchline.
Exactly. Head on over to Underdog. Use code Gen Z. Double your first deposit. They always do amazing promos throughout the NFL season. They give you freebies like they'll tell you Patrick Mahomes over half a yard. Yeah, you're gonna make some free money. And you can double that if you use code Gen Z.
Can confirm.
If you do that, tune in next Monday, 7 Eastern.
As for me, Anthony Conover _ on Twitter for everything. Follow the pod right there at GenZ Sports. Like Josh said, we do this every Monday at 7. Only gets better during football season. To be honest, like most shows do. Tuesdays do the hard count, which is everything in the football world with me and CJ. Thursdays is backstop banter, which is everything in the baseball world. You can follow all of those podcasts and listen to all those podcasts on iHeartRadio, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and obviously everything is available on YouTube as well. Make sure you subscribe to this YouTube channel, Generational Sports, and make sure you go over to Unwrapped Sports Network and subscribe over there as well to see everybody's shows and everybody in the network doing what they do best. But with all that being said, I appreciate everybody tuning in once again. And listen, people, we'll catch you on the next episode. All right, you have a good one.